For most of my 40s, I convinced myself that love was behind me. Divorce at 38, a string of half-hearted dates in my early 40s, and then silence. I told friends I preferred being alone, that I enjoyed my own company. Truth was, I didn't enjoy it, I just learned how to endure it. The evenings were the worst. Coming home to an empty apartment, cooking for one, eating in front of the TV. Weekends stretched out like deserts. I tried hobbies, running, photography, even woodworking, but none of them filled the hollow space where companionship used to live. People told me, you'll meet someone when you least expect it. I hated that cliché. It sounded like a fairy tale for grown-ups. But, as it turns out, they were right. It happened at the grocery store of all places. I was standing in the produce aisle, frowning at avocados, when a woman next to me laughed and said, "We're all just pretending we know how to pick these." I looked up and saw her smile. Her name was Claire. We started talking, about avocados, of all things. Then about recipes, work, books. I learned she was 43, recently moved to town after her own divorce. She had the kind of laugh that made strangers turn their heads. Before I knew it, I asked if she wanted to grab coffee sometime. She said yes. That coffee turned into dinner. Dinner turned into weekends together. Weekends turned into something I hadn't dared to believe in again, partnership. It wasn't the rush of young love, all sparks and fireworks. It was steadier, calmer. We talked honestly about our scars, our mistakes, our fears. There were no games, no pretenses. Just two people who had lived enough life to know what mattered. My friends noticed the change. "You're lighter," one of them said. And it was true. The loneliness that had weighed on me for years began to lift. I laughed more. I slept better. Even food tasted different when shared across a table. A year later, Claire and I moved in together. We blended our routines, her morning yoga, my late-night reading, and found a rhythm that felt natural. My apartment, once so silent, filled with her music, her plants, her warmth. We're not perfect. We bicker about chores, about thermostat settings, about which shows to binge. But even those arguments feel different, less like battles, more like proof that we're in this together. Sometimes, late at night, I watch her sleeping and feel a quiet gratitude I can't fully put into words. Gratitude that life gave me another chance. Gratitude that I didn't let loneliness convince me it was permanent. At 50, I've learned love doesn't have an expiration date. It may not arrive when you expect it, or in the form you once imagined. But when it does arrive, it can feel even sweeter, because you know what it's like to live without it. Claire jokes that avocados brought us together. Maybe she's right. Every time we make guacamole, we laugh about that day in the produce aisle. It's a silly story, but it's ours. And in the end, that's what matters. After years of empty evenings, I finally have a story that's ours.